Number 10. Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner has carved her own spot amongst her family history, being named one of the youngest billionaires ever by Forbes magazine and her own line of successful beauty products. Both of those turned out to be lies, but I've already talked about that in another video. Jenner is always seen in public dolled up and dressed to the nines. With her celebrity status, more than likely comes a team of cosmetic artists and hairstylists standing by to make her look fabulous. Well, it would appear that despite rumors of her being one of the worst bosses of all time, famously not paying her cosmetics or garment workers on time and keeping them in horrible work conditions, she actually does give her beauty squad a day off. Jenner has been spotted not wearing makeup in public several times and is unrecognizable. Not even in a bad way though. She has a natural cute smile and big beautiful cheeks to go with it. Side-by-side comparisons show the night and day appearance. Unfortunately, much like anyone who has experienced the pains of wearing a lot of makeup for a long time, Jenner suffers from severe acne on her forehead and cheeks. Well, maybe one day they'll make a foundation that doesn't feel like you're putting paint on your face. Number 9. Katy Perry. California girls. They're undeniable, and so is the fact that Katy Perry looks hella different without her makeup. The pop singer, known for hits like Hot and Cold and California Girls, is known for her style and colorful onstage persona. Katy is regularly seen sprouting a bright colorful hairdo and wearing outlandishly extravagant costumes during her shows. It's jarring to see her before the show, however. Without all those bright colors and clothes, Katy Perry kinda reminds me of my kindergarten teacher. Bonjour, Madame Soleil. That's right, I'm French. Deal with it. Her offstage persona seems to be a complete 180 of herself on stage. She's the kind of girl who wants to snuggle up on a couch, order in, and watch the newest original trash heap presented by Netflix. Photos of Perry with and without makeup also seem to showcase the emotional change that takes place during a show, as when Perry is home she presents a more domestic and wholesome lifestyle, whereas when she's all zhuzhed up and ready to rock, she's got this smirk like she knows she's the queen and she's on her way to slay. Number 8. Adele. Hello, it's me. I was wondering if you've ever seen this side of Adele. Adele is famous for her incomparable voice, known to have incredible range and onstage presence. When many fans think of Adele, they think of her music or her stunning looks. For me, I think of the time she hosted Saturday Night Live and the entire cast did a sketch where everyone dressed like her and sang hello in a pile of leaves, but that's just my brain. After this video though, you may think of this image. When Adele is off stage and enjoying her time away from the lights and hairspray, she looks like she hasn't stopped crying in weeks. Her eyes often appear red and swollen when not wearing makeup. Now, this could be attributed to her being a mother and just, existing, but in this photo specifically, she looks so done with everything. Like, just give her an endless 5-minute break, please. Number 7. Lady Gaga. Rama mama ma, Gaga ooh la la. Lady Gaga has been a staple in the pop music world since the early 2000s, with her song Just Dance gradually climbing its way to the #1 spot on the Billboard's Hot 100 list. It stayed at number 1 on that list for a total of 49 weeks, and in 2023 it was certified 11 times platinum. She would continue to go on and write some of the greatest pop songs of all time, like Poker Face, Paparazzi, Bad Romance, and so many more. Over the years, Gaga has been a very easy person to spot in public due to her lavish lifestyle and her stunning looks. She's usually got her makeup done up, almost always in some colorful or unique way that just screams Gaga. It's strange to see her without the makeup, however, seemingly due to her eyebrows vanishing when she does. It kind of works for her, however. Lady Gaga is a larger-than-life superstar, but without the makeup, she looks more like the lead guitarist from a pretty solid punk band. At the Oscars this year, Gaga made an appearance and was noticeably bogged down in terms of style. She looked very comfortable on stage, wearing a plain black t-shirt and jeans, and it would appear that, hey, she found her eyebrows! Nice job! Number 6. Cardi B. Cardi B is an American rapper best known for her clever punchlines, aggressive flow, and she's got one heck of a shoe-throwing arm. Many times over the years, Cardi has appeared in many concerts and interviews, always looking her best, despite sometimes being at her worst. At a Fashion Show Week event in New York City, for instance, a few years ago, Cardi got into a fight with Nicki Minaj that ended up getting physical, but despite that, she looked incredible in her dress and her makeup was on point. It's hard to imagine Cardi without makeup, but thanks to her Instagram, that's easy peasy now. Recently, Cardi posted a series of images of herself with hashtag no makeup. While this was meant to be a move of empowerment, fans have already started chiming into the pics, saying Cardi looks like a mom that cannot get her kid to chill. Her eyes also appear smaller without so much makeup on, only adding to the cat-like features seen in this photo, causing many of us to ask the question, Is that Catwoman? Number 5. Selena Gomez. Russo! Selena Gomez made her Disney debut starring as Alex Russo on the hit sitcom Wizards of Waverly Place, a show centered around a family of wizards operating a deli in New York City. Huh. I've never actually said that out loud. That is a really weird plot, but it exists. And we love it. Anyway, following the success of that show, Selena has gone on to have a pretty stellar musical career, with her song Love You Like a Love Song hitting the top of the 100 Billboards list and sticking to it for quite some time. And not to mention, hitting the top 100 Billboard list and getting stuck in my head for the rest of my life. Selena is one of those celebrities who you most certainly will not recognize on the streets. When Selena has made public appearances in recent history, she's always shown up in a beautiful gown and she's had her makeup good to go. But seeing a side-by-side comparison shows that Gomez actually looks very different in her street clothes. Sometimes her makeup gives her a puffy face and she looks like she has a layer of something on her cheeks to keep them plump. When natural and makeup free, her cheeks are more defined and her natural skin tone brings out the contours of her face. I guess there's no magic needed for Ms. Gomez. Number 4. Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo rose to stardom in the early 2000s after a successful launch of her music career with songs like Love Don't Cost a Thing and On the Floor, as well as several movie appearances alongside many Hollywood giants like the late great Robin Williams in Jack, Ice Cube in Anaconda, and so many more. Before I even think one negative thing about this woman's appearance, I just want to clarify that J-Lo is 53 and none of us are worthy. Seriously, we can all only pray to look this good when we are in our 50s. But she definitely looks different after the makeup comes off, right? With makeup, the actress looks great. Instead of bright and vibrant like many others on our list, hers is more focused on aiming towards smoky eyes and giving her cheeks a more defined look. When the makeup is off, however, Jennifer looks 30, flirty, and thriving. Seriously, at 53 years old, this woman looks like she is in her last year of university and has looked like that for the last 30 years. We should have casted her in 21 Jump Street alongside Shakira. Now that would have been a good movie. Sure, once in a while she's had some rough days. I mean, hey, I've been having a rough day for like 3 months, obviously, but she somehow still finds a way to pull off that sleepy-eyed look. Good job, J-Lo. Number 3. Ariana Grande. Here's a quick age test for you guys. When you hear Ariana Grande, do you remember her more from her Nickelodeon days or more from her time dominating the music scene? Personally, I was 100% a Nickelodeon kid, which would explain a lot. On stage and screen, Ariana is usually caked in a fair amount of makeup. Her lips are always looking lavish and her hair is usually put up in like a ponytail bun type thing. I don't know fashion. But when she gets off stage and wipes it off, she basically travels back in time. Several photos of her without makeup show that underneath that makeup cake, she still looks the exact same as she did in the Nickelodeon days. If she was walking in the streets, you'd have childhood flashbacks and revert to throwing slime on each other. Like seriously, what was with Nickelodeon throwing slime on people? It's just gross. Ariana is known to be a bit eccentric, so maybe one day she'll literally like time travel and collab with her past self. Now that would be a solid Netflix movie. Number 2. Tyra Banks. Easy, breezy, beautiful, cover girl. For those who don't know, Tyra Banks is a supermodel and TV personality, known best as the face of the cosmetics company CoverGirl, as well as the very popular and horribly organized clothing store Victoria's Secret. You may, however, know her best from her time as a reality TV host on the show America's Next Top Model, a modeling competition series in which women would compete in various beauty-themed challenges for a chance to be crowned America's Next Top Model and to have your career launched. There is no better person to have judged this competition. Tyra's stage presence is astounding, and she's always looking flawless for the cameras. When she hopped on the no makeup train, fans were very quick to notice her alter ego was different than her onstage persona. In her chill time, Tyra wakes up with Tim Burton eyes, but she quickly eases into a more cozy look. She's always wearing comfortable sweaters and sweatsuits, so hey, Nike, throw a sponsorship her way and some tells me she'll say yes. And at number 1, RuPaul. I'd like to start off by saying, if you are in the drag community, you have all of my respect. You have massive cojones, keep slaying it. RuPaul's Drag Race quickly became one of the most popular reality show competitions in the world after its premiere in February of 2009. The show documents RuPaul in search of America's next top drag star. Ru plays the role of host, mentor, and head judge of the series, as every week contestants are given different challenges. While many drag stars are known for their incredibly extravagant looks, it's Paul himself that takes the spot on this list, as the most unrecognizable celebrity when the makeup comes off. On screen, Paul is big and bright, usually boasting a puffy hairdo and having an on-point sense of style. But outside of that, Paul looks more like a politician, usually seen in horn-rimmed glasses and a suit, always very stylish and ready to work. But unfortunately, my childlike brain looks at Paul and is reminded of a certain character from the film Master of Disguise who wasn't turtly enough to be in the Turtle Club. But straight up, everyone that was on this list is absolutely stunning, and none of us are worthy enough to be in their presence. It just turns out that makeup does make a difference. Number 10. Zac Efron. Zachary David Alexander Efron rose to Disney fame when he starred as Troy Bolton in the classic High School Musical. He played the basketball player turned theater kid, and for some reason, that was a big deal to everybody. I mean, I don't get it, I was a theater kid and I've literally had 2 basketball players pretend to be a seesaw and hoist me into the air. Bless their hearts, I was and still am too heavy for that kind of shenanigans. He went on to have an extremely successful career. While his films haven't always been the most lucrative, Zac himself has been a consistently solid performer, from films like Charlie St. Cloud to his most recent flick, Gold. One thing that hasn't been consistent, however, is his face. In 2013, Zac was running through his house when he slipped in his socks and hit his chin on a granite fountain. Hey man, you've all been there. According to Zac, his chin bone was hanging off of his face. He had to have his mouth wired shut and had been undergoing physical therapy up until 2019. Many fans noticed Zac's face getting just a bit puffy recently. Not really in a bad way though, just in like a way that has made him unrecognizable to High School Musical maniacs. He addressed rumors of him undergoing surgery and explained that it was the result of breaking one of the original rules of parenthood. Don't run around the house! Number 9. Miley Cyrus. In 2006, the world was introduced to the popular Disney sitcom Hannah Montana. It starred Miley Cyrus as the titular character, living a double life between being Hannah the pop sensation and Miley Stewart, the new girl from Tennessee that just wants a normal life as a teenager. Miley played herself on the show for 4 seasons before making a Hannah Montana movie and leaving Disney entirely. She appeared in a handful of movies before leaving the acting world behind to focus on her solo music career. In 2016, Miley revealed her new look to the world. She was sprouting short blonde hair, tattoos, and she was in her birthday suit on a wrecking ball. Quite the fashion move. After a few years, she slowly began to shift back to her more natural look and was recently in an interview looking youthful and full of energy again. Miley has been a successful musician since leaving her Hannah Montana days in the dust and seems to be slowly getting back into the acting world now following her voiceover role on the popular Netflix series Black Mirror, one of the best shows Netflix has ever produced. Number 8. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay is a Disney star who never actually appeared in a sitcom or TV series. She got her start acting at just the age of 3, starring in over 60 TV spots and commercials for brands like Gap, Pizza Hut, and Jell-O. She got her big break when Disney casted her to play 2 roles in the classic family comedy The Parent Trap. She played twin sisters Hallie Parker and Annie James, who randomly meet at a summer camp and discovered that their parents split them up when they were babies following a divorce. The twins then hatch a plot to get mom and dad back together, and it is delightful. Her career only seemed to rise from there, starring in several cult classics like Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and Mean Girls as the main character Katie Heron. Unfortunately, her career took a step in the wrong direction when she was arrested in 2007 for driving under the influence of a controlled substance, for which she served 84 minutes in jail. Just minutes! Some people spend years in jail, but Lindsay was like, we'll give her a warning. Until 2022, her career was at an abrupt standstill, and Lindsay decided to take that time to make some cosmetic adjustments. She got some work done to herself, and the Lindsay that we grew up with is now trapped behind a thin layer of silicone. Number 7. Moises Arias. Another former Hannah Montana star, Moises is probably best known as the youngest entrepreneur and biggest troublemaker on the beach, Rico. His character on the show was always getting sucked into the family's problems. He delivered some iconic moments that are most of the reason that the show still holds up to this day. There's a good chance you've seen Arias in recent Hollywood flicks, but you probably didn't realize who he was. Since leaving the Disney World behind, he has been a part of several indie films that received stellar reviews, like the coming-of-age story Kings of Summer when he played Biagio, but most recently he starred alongside SNL alumni Pete Davidson in a film based on the comedian's early early life called King of Staten Island, sprouting a goatee and tattoos everywhere. It must be in his contract that he exclusively works in films with King in the title or something. Number 6. Shia LaBeouf. Shia has been a controversial celebrity for a long time, becoming famous as one of the hardest people to work with in Hollywood history. Like many bad apples in LA, Shia got his start on the Disney Channel. At the turn of the century, Disney released a little show called The Even Stevens. The series followed the titular Stevens family with a focus on the kids, Ren and Louis, played by Christy Romano and Shia LaBeouf. The show is considered one of Disney's best, spanning 3 seasons and spawning an Even Stevens movie that is one of the greatest pieces of cinema ever released. These days, Shia has adopted a more mountain man look, always sprouting like a big bushy beard when he can, and he's gone from bright and youthful to tired and annoyed. Hey man, we feel that. Following the show's end, Shia kept his acting career going strong, appearing in the much-loved classic Holes as the main character Stanley Yelnats, but it wasn't until his casting in the live-action Transformers series that he began to descend into madness. Since 2007, Shia's behavior as both an actor and a person has been getting worse and worse. His fellow actors have reported that Shia takes method acting just a bit too far. In the film Fury, he played a soldier trapped inside a military tank with his crew. The film was set in Germany in April 1945, and of course they didn't have access to plumbing or any kind of bathrooms at that time, so Shia decided to not bathe for the entire time he was on set. For almost 3 months, his fellow cast had to sit in a cramped tank smelling nothing but Shia. Number 5. Stephen Anthony Lawrence. Now this guy holds a special place in my heart, and his character Beans from the show Even Stevens, previously mentioned on this list, lives rent-free in my skull 24/7. I mean, like, this man is my spirit animal. For those unfamiliar, and hey, I'm sorry if you are, Bean was the weird neighbor kid next door. He would regularly drop in on the Stevens family to cause general mischief and shenanigans, and would often be swooped up into whatever wacky situations the Stevens would get into. Following the end of the show, Steven appeared in several classic comedies like Cheaper by the Dozen, Kicking and Screaming, Cat in the Hat. Oh, sorry, that last one's a horror movie. His career seemed to be on the rise, but with puberty comes a change in priorities. Steven opted to step back from the acting world and focus on developing his mental and physical health, but apparently the acting tick was never actually removed from his skin, as nowadays he teaches the youth of tomorrow through virtual acting lessons. He still has that unforgettable face, but age has certainly shifted him from Beans the boy to Beans the man. Number 4. Ali Grant. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was my favorite Disney show growing up. It followed the life of twin brothers living in a massive hotel with their mom, surrounded by iconic characters like Mr. Mosby, the hotel manager, Irwin, the maintenance man, and of course, Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez. Along with the slew of memorable adult characters, Zack and Cody also had a solid crew of fellow delinquents, including one Miss Ali Grant as Agnes. Agnes was the nerdy girl in school who was under the impression that Cody's got a little crush on her, and while she only appeared in a handful of episodes, she certainly made a long-lasting impression on fans. If you Google Ali now, she defines the word glow up. She looks stunning. Nowadays, Ali is still acting, appearing in smaller roles over the years, but she is currently working on her own TV series set in her hometown of Mississippi, so keep an eye out for that one. Number 3. Doug Brochu. Now, Doug was a cast member of the Disney series Sunny with a Chance, about a fictional sketch show and its cast behind the scenes. It was the first Disney show featuring heavyweight alumni Demi Lovato as the titular Sunny. Following the show's cancellation, Disney attempted to recreate an actual sketch show with the main cast, minus Demi, because apparently she got too famous working on Camp Rock, a movie that has just not aged well. While both Sunny and the sketch show didn't work out, Doug took the situation in stride. He may have starred in a few episodes of other Disney shows in between A and B, but nothing really stuck. And for the most part, he has remained out of the acting world. Doug is another example of a glow up gone great, as he appears to have taken very good care of himself, looking healthy and happy in recent photos. Currently, Doug actually works behind the scenes as a live broadcast producer at Esports Engine, moving from acting in sketches to covering video game tournaments. That guy's living the dream. Number 2. Aaron Musicant. While Aaron may not be considered a Disney star, he certainly made a mark in sitcom history when he played Hotel's hot lifeguard Gil on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. His character spent the majority of his time on the show flirting with Ashley Tisdale's character Maddie at her candy stand in the Tipton's lobby. He was always talking about the water, but somehow Maddie was charmed and entranced by Gil. Well, if you've seen a picture of Aaron now, he looks more like a Gil than he ever did on the show. He's regularly seen with long, luscious locks and a bit of a facial scruff. But between his face and his fashion, he looks like he lives on the beach. But not in a house, more like in a shack of logs and seaweed that he scraped together from the ocean. His acting career hasn't gone very far, but he has turned into a very successful carpenter and building designer. Oh, here's hoping that hair never gets caught in a buzzsaw. And number 1, Orlando Brown. That's So Raven is another series considered to be a part of the golden years, aka the early 2000s of Disney. It starred Raven-Symoné as the titular character, who has the ability to briefly see the future via unprompted visions. I swear, every time I explain a plot to an old Disney show, I just question who was on what when they pitched this. The show had a stellar supporting cast, including Raven's best friends, Chelsea and Eddie, who were played by Annalise Vanderpool and Orlando Brown. Orlando's time as Eddie was received well with audiences, as he quickly became a fan favorite not only for his comedic abilities, but his dramatic abilities as well. After Raven wrapped up its final season, Orlando's career took a bit of a turn. Surprisingly, he was being casted as small side characters or secondary characters with minimal screen time in film and TV. In 2022, he appeared on Dr. Phil's talk show, and he opened up about his struggles mentally and financially. But he also shocked audiences with his new look. He's drenched in tattoos and sporting a pair of demon eye contacts. Unfortunately, it seems that Orlando has fallen victim to the darker side of Disney stars, as he was arrested for a misdemeanor after an altercation with his brother early last year. Number 10, Mia Jovovich. The action star, best known for her role as Alice in the much debated Resident Evil series, is arguably one of the most gorgeous zombie slayers of all time. First stunning audiences with her beauty in the film The Fifth Element as Lilu, who it turns out, spoiler alert, is the Fifth Element. Mind blown. The image of a bright orange-haired alien beauty has been burned into the memory of anyone who has seen that movie, which is why it's quite jarring to see her on the street nowadays. A photo was recently captured by paparazzi showing Mia with a punk rock buzz cut and cut jean shorts. Now, while this may just be a temporary hairstyle, this is far from the Mia that we're used to seeing on screen. I mean, look at that. It looks like she saw someone mowing their lawn and was like, hey, could you take a little off the top, please? We hope that as time goes on, Mia will regress back into her Lilu days. Lilu. Number 9, Zac Efron. The former Disney Channel star has been considered a Hollywood hottie for most of his career, starring in many films like Neighbors, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, and even trying his hand at more serious roles with movies like Charlie St. Cloud and Gold. While Zac was aging gracefully for the most part, many fans started speculating that he may have received some kind of facial reconstructive surgery following an appearance on Bill Nye's Earth Day musical on Facebook, where fans claimed that he looked like he had just been stung by a bee or something. Well, after a year of speculation, it turned out that there was some truth to that theory. You see, he hadn't undergone surgery. In fact, the actor's facial differences were due to a jaw injury he had sustained in 2013. Zac broke his jaw and had to have his mouth wired shut after he was running through his house with socks on, slipped, and went face first into a granite fountain. Hey man, we've all been there. Apparently, he had been undergoing physical therapy for the incident for quite some time, but had recently stopped going, which caused his face to kind of puff up. This doesn't help the situation, however, as Efron was recently spotted on set for a new biographical film called The Iron Claw, in which he plays the titular wrestler. For this role, Efron bulked up significantly, now making the rest of him look like he was stung by a hornet, and is sporting a haircut reminiscent of Friar Tuck in Robin Hood. Hopefully the movie will be so good that it's worth that bowl cut. Number 8, Madonna. Madonna has surely gotten stuck in your head before, with classic radio hits like Material Girls and Crazy for You still being played at dance clubs worldwide. Now, what may have also gotten stuck in your head was just how gorgeous this woman once was. In the 80s, Madonna was well known for her stylish duds and big blonde hair, at times almost channeling Marilyn Monroe's energy. It was unfortunate then that Madonna felt the need to fall into the world of plastic surgery and injections as she got older. Photo comparisons from the 80s to now showcase these major changes, with her forehead appearing to be pushed out as well as her cheeks and her lips being filled with enough Botox to give her the appearance of someone wearing a silicone mask of Madonna over their own face. We can only imagine what she may have looked like if she had not gone to surgery, but would she still be a material girl, or would that material be moth-ridden and covered in coffee stains? Who knows? Number 7, Macaulay Culkin. Culkin broke our hearts when he made his first on-screen appearance as Little Thomas in the movie My Girl, and he continued to entertain us over the next few years, being a part of blockbuster hits like the Home Alone franchise and Richie Rich. His career seemed to be on an upward climb, ensuring that he would have work well into his adult years, but it turns out that life had other plans for Macaulay. Between the years of 2003 to 2019, Culkin had remained fairly reserved in the Hollywood eye, only appearing in a few low-budget passion projects or straight-to-video films. It may have been because the once young and fresh Culkin was now in his early 20s and he was not playing by the rules. A mugshot of Culkin made headlines in 2004 when he was arrested for possessions of a controlled substance without a prescription, following a routine inspection of his vehicle. Rumors of Culkin's substance issues arose as the actor was later seen appearing frail and as if he hadn't eaten in weeks. Many people were concerned for Culkin's health, but he later revealed in an interview in 2021 that he'd finally gotten a hold of his issues and he was on track to recovery and looking much better. Right on, Lil Mac. Number 6. Mickey Rourke. The big man, Mickey Rourke, has been a prolific actor for quite some time, making his major motion debut in the 1986 romantic drama 9.5 Weeks Later as John Gray, a Wall Street trader who falls for an art gallery assistant and escalates that situation very quickly. Back in the day, he was cast as the handsome leading man or heartthrob for the most part, but since receiving massive amounts of plastic surgery and lip fillers in the early 2000s, he looks more like a clay model of his former self, admitting in 2017 that his ever-changing face was due to botched surgeries conducted to mend his boxing scars. I don't know much about boxing and I no longer intend to. He's since appeared in such blockbuster hits like Iron Man 2 as the villain Whiplash and Sin City as a scarred-up trenchcoat wearing bad boy named Marv. So it's far from the soft-faced Mickey that your parents once probably had a poster of on their wall. I didn't. What? Stop talking. Next, number 5, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer made his name a staple when he starred in the beloved classic fantasy film Willow as Matt Mardigan, a swordsman who spends the movie protecting the titular baby from evil forces. Personally, he made a staple in my head as being the Batman that beat up Jim Carrey, but we won't get into that. Over the years, Kilmer has aged gracefully, being the leading man type over and over again, seemingly casted because of his looks over his acting chops, which many consider to be stiff. Well, much like Mickey Rourke, Kilmer's roles began to shift from leading strong type to the dark and silent bad guy. I mean, just look at this headshot. He looks like an evil scientist trying to invite you into his mansion to show you his collection of animal skulls. Honestly, I think I'd watch that movie. Number 4, Cher. Ever since rising to fame in the 1960s, Cher has been absolutely slaying it in the world of pop music, rocking her own solo career and collaborating with several musicians over the years. Her style and voice will definitely not be a stranger to you, unless of course you've seen her lately. Now, don't get me wrong, she's absolutely stunning and has put in a lot of work to stay healthy and happy in her personal life, but over the years, Cher has been open about having numerous amounts of surgeries done, including lip fillers, receiving Botox in her cheeks, leaving her in a constant state of, really? Despite having negative experiences with her surgeries, reportedly even receiving a certain augmentation that went horribly wrong, she still continues to undergo the knife to this day. For all we know, she might be under right now. Whoa. Number 3, Celine Dion. Celine Dion is just one of many Canadian treasures that have been unleashed on this world. Growing up in Charlemagne, Quebec, Dion began performing at a very young age and quickly garnered international fame for her incredible voice and her larger-than-life performance style. With legendary hits like My Heart Will Go On from the film Titanic and the song Beauty and the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, Celine is sure to have been rattling around in your head at least a few times over the years. Unfortunately, the once youthful and larger-than-life performer has not aged well over the years. While she has never received plastic surgery of any kind, you go girl, the latest photos show Celine appearing to be void of any body fat whatsoever, causing her to appear almost skeletal sometimes. We hope that this is simply a case of age ruling its ugly head and not something more serious. Good luck, Celine. Number 2, David Krumholtz. David's face may be familiar to many of you as Bernard the Elf from the Santa Claus franchise. David has been acting for quite some time though, making appearances over the years in shows like Freaks and Geeks and Mom. He's also familiar to many for his more raunchy performances, working in films like Harold and Kumar as well as several collaborations with Seth Rogen. In his youth, Krumholtz was often typecast as the young, squishy-faced good guy with a little bit of a bad boy streak. Unfortunately, as time went on, the actor appeared to be struggling with his weight, appearing to gain and lose it very rapidly. For example, in the HBO series The Deuce, David plays a character named Harvey Wasserman, who in season 1 weighed just over 300 pounds. But when he appeared in season 2's premiere, he weighed just barely 100 pounds. Now this constant back and forth shift cannot be healthy for anybody. As seen in recent photos, it looks like this back and forth is seriously starting to take a toll on the Deuce. Number 1, Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is the Gladiator Maximus to many people, a role that he portrayed in the 2000 film Gladiator. It was a commanding and brutal performance from Crowe, astonishing crowds worldwide and creating a massive buzz for what this man might do next. In Gladiator, Crowe was tough and built like a brick house. As time went on, those bricks seemed to be turning into rubble, because Crowe began appearing more and more with what we can only describe as the daddest of bods, growing a big lumberjack beard and gut to go with it. This change was emphasized in Thor: Love and Thunder, released in 2022, when Crowe played the god Zeus, and instead of appearing as he does in lore as a massive muscular lightning god, he just looks like someone's dad dressed up for a frat party that he was not invited to.
Coming in at number 10, we have Tom Felton. Tom Felton is an award-winning actor that is known best for his role in Harry Potter. While Tom has made some dramatic changes since he was everyone's favorite sneaky Slytherin student, while the star started off as a heartthrob child that stole our hearts with his beautiful blue eyes and white blonde hair, by 2018 when he made an appearance on Good Morning Britain to promote his YouTube series Origin, he would look nothing like the clean-cut child star that once taunted Harry Potter while portraying his Slytherin nemesis. While the star has been sporting long hair tied in a man bun and glasses, a lot of Harry Potter fans would come for Tom and say that he definitely didn't grow up to be the heartthrob we all thought he would be. However, coming into 2023, Tom will once again be unrecognizable, as lately the actor has been looking pretty spicy again. While Tom has definitely struggled to stay on top of the industry since starring in Harry Potter, in 2022 he had the chance to play a bad guy once more, and this time it was for the notorious criminal Guy Fawkes. He looked completely unrecognizable in the theater show, and as we watch Tom grow over the last couple of years, he's definitely become the heartthrob we all thought he would be, and you can't deny that. Coming in number 9, Khloe Kardashian. So Khloe Kardashian has recently been receiving backlash for her ever-changing look, as fans believe that she lost too much weight, and they also think she's gone way too overboard with cosmetic procedures. While the star has been stunning, rocking a sporty, long, blonde, wavy hair, it has us all wondering if it's Khloe or has she been replaced by a double. While Khloe has stated that she lost all her weight following a low-carb diet that her nutritionist gave her, the plan has caused her to lose over 60 pounds. And while many people believe Khloe looks fabulous with her new look, as she does, many fans are also concerned that she's getting too skinny after she shared a workout mirror selfie, with one fan writing, "Her revenge body phases are always so hard, as she goes too hard in my eyes to say, look what you're missing out, you idiot." When in reality, I just want to see her happy with herself. It seems she works on herself in ways that make her life better. Other fans have said, nah, that's not Khloe. While Khloe has had plastic surgery in the past, she continues to lose a huge amount of weight, and by 2023, Khloe could look completely unrecognizable when it comes to the rest of her family. Hey Peaches, are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in number 8, we have Renee Zellweger. She was once America's sweetheart after she stole our hearts and made us realize all of our love lives weren't great with her adorable performance in Bridget Jones's Diary. I mean, how could you not love her pouty lips, bedroom eyes, and prominent cheeks? Renee was not only physically attractive, but she was also a very talented actress. In fact, she even won an Academy Award for her performance in Cold Mountain. While Renee has enjoyed a very prominent career in Hollywood with amazing supporting and lead roles in hit blockbusters, she's never really left the spotlight, but the lights have shined dimmer on her as time has gone by, and now we can't help but wonder, could it have anything to do with her looks? Today, Renee looks completely unrecognizable at Hollywood events, as her face now looks completely different, to the point it makes us wonder, is this really Renee or is it somebody else? I guess none of us have seen Renee in a while, and when we suddenly saw an older version of the person we used to know, many were quick to claim that the changes were from plastic surgery, but others just simply acknowledged the star has aged and we just didn't notice. Number 7, Meg Ryan. Before her plastic surgery, Meg Ryan was an American sweetheart that was known throughout the world for her roles in popular movies such as Sleepless in Seattle, Top Gun, You've Got Mail, and City of Angels. Entering in 2023, unfortunately, many people are still asking what happened to Meg Ryan, as the Hollywood star has since become unrecognizable after undergoing terrible plastic surgeries. While Meg's life has been full of controversies, her most recent and enduring controversy has everything to do with her messy plastic surgery result, which has been responsible for her changing appearance over the past few years. While the Hollywood actress still tries to claim that she had no work done, she isn't fooling any of us. While doctors have also insisted that the star has had too much Botox done on her face, the procedures include Botox and fillers, and it's resulted in the disaster we see today. While it's clear her appearance was surgically achieved, as she looked good before she had any work done, doctors have also pointed out that she had some sort of nose job done to the tip of her nose that looks a little pinched on top. It's also said that she had way too much Botox injected into her forehead, and she's even added too much volume to her lips. Today, Meg Ryan has this unnatural look on her face caused by unusual full cheeks and small squinting eyes. Number 6. Priscilla Presley. From the bride of rock and roll legend to Leslie Nielsen's partner in comedy escapades, Priscilla Presley has undergone innumerable changes since the cat eye days of the 1960s. Although she was once defined as being one half of a superstar it couple, Presley has proven that she is indeed and will always be a powerhouse in her own way. While Priscilla has donned everything from Lana Del Rey exquisite drips to gothic garbs, it seems like soon she might just be immortalized. While the star has had multiple plastic surgeries to look how she looks today, unlike other people her age, Priscilla has managed to keep a wrinkle-free face. Now, Priscilla has always had this natural beauty to her, and when Elvis met her, she was only 14 and she had this dove-like beauty, and the world-famous singer was actually acting awkward and embarrassed in front of her. Decades later, Priscilla has lost that dove-like beauty, and now her face just looks so stiff as if she can't even move it. While her publicist has disclosed that she did have botched plastic surgery, fans have come out to say that her face now looks like a mask, and what happened to her is just so sad. While many celebrities have had plastic surgery, what makes Priscilla so disconcerting is how she looks completely unrecognizable entering into 2023. Number 5. Raven-Symoné. Recently, Raven-Symoné has been wowing the public with her new slim figure, which has left her completely unrecognizable, and when she hits the red carpet or uploads a new photo and videos to her social media accounts. Raven first rose to fame as a child actor, starring in The Cosby Show and then Disney's That's So Raven. Since Raven's last stint in the limelight, she lost 70 pounds, and many claim that she is nearly unrecognizable from her former curvy self. While Raven now rocks a new, very thin figure with sculpted legs, she said, "I thought I looked fabulous before, and nobody else did. So whatever. Actually, now I wear bigger clothes because I don't like the way people stare at me. I liked it before. Now, you're just looking at me for the wrong reasons. Before, you were actually looking at me for real reasons." Now, Raven has always stood by her curves and insisted that she was comfortable with her body. Raven's latest weight loss debut shows off a year of total transformations. However, while her body has changed, it sounds as though her healthy mindset has still remained, so there's nothing really to worry about when it comes to her weight loss and unrecognizable looks. And number 4, Tori Spelling. While Tori Spelling has been offering her fans an easy solution to get younger looking skin, they are countering with their own suggestions for the Hollywood star. She's completely unrecognizable entering into 2023. While the star took to her Instagram on December 20th to talk about a new treatment that was going to lift her skin alongside a video documenting the treatment process being done to her, Tori would write a caption that said, "Do you want younger looking skin? I'm so excited to try Softwave Med's non-invasive treatment to help not only lift my skin but also reduce fine lines and wrinkles." Tori's comments in the sections were then immediately flooded with a mix of those thanking her for introducing them to the procedure, while others started to shame her for encouraging such work after she appeared to be unrecognizable. With one fan saying, "Sister, you've had too much work done." Another user would say, "Stop doing stuff to your face," and a third would write, "Can we just talk about what's going on with your lips?" Despite her fans' opinions, Tori has actually always been pretty open to about what she's been doing to herself and how her looks have changed over time because of it. Number 3, Zach Galifianakis. Zach Galifianakis' performance in the Hangover trilogy as the bride's ditzy younger brother Alan will live on forever in our hearts, as that was Zach's first breakthrough role. Since then, he has starred in several hit films in Hollywood. However, when you think of him, think of his character Alan, chubby with bushy hair and a long beard. You never in a million years imagined that he would be a hunk hiding underneath all that hair. Zach has not only removed his beard, shortened his hair, he's also lost a significant amount of weight, giving way for a new handsome man to take the spotlight for us now. Unlike most people on this list, it's almost impossible to imagine him playing Alan with a nice boy look. but I almost want to see the Hangover trilogy do it now because it would definitely be a spicy film we would never forget. Luckily, Zach has managed to turn back the clock and he's actually proved that he keeps getting better looking over time. And with a little effort, he seriously looks like he traveled back in time and had his younger self come to the future to continue to work for him. Which I know it sounds insane, but just take a look at his before and after photos and you'll completely understand what I'm trying to say. And number 2, Val Kilmer. Another celebrity from back in the day who did not age well is Val Kilmer. While Val definitely used to be a hunk in the 80s and 90s, if you ask any early millennial about him, they will tell you about how they fell in love with Val due to his good looks, but today his name might not ring a bell for a lot of late millennials because even if he kept on acting, his looks have faded away with time, which has made him become pretty less memorable entering into 2023, especially for younger women. It's very likely if you were out and about and you saw him walking down the street, you wouldn't even think that he used to be a Hollywood hunk that everyone wanted to date. Heck, you wouldn't even think that he was a really successful actor. Luckily for Val, Hollywood tends to be more forgiving when it comes to a man's age and looks more than it is when it comes to a woman, which is why he's still starring in several more films despite not having the same heartthrob looks as he used to before. However, we still have to mention that time has definitely not been so forgiving on the star as he's completely unrecognizable, and that's why he made this list today. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Pamela Anderson. If you think you were fooled when I said Pamela Anderson, think again because I definitely said her name. And now that you see her picture, you probably wouldn't even guess it was her if I didn't tell you. Now, we all remember Pamela from the hit TV series Baywatch when she rocked that steamy red bathing suit like no one else. Now, she didn't exactly become famous because of her amazing acting abilities, but mainly because of her stunning looks. Hollywood is the place where looks can get you a long way. Pamela had a pretty successful acting career, and she was also pictured in magazines for men. She also enjoyed living her life in the fast lane, while Pamela was a rock and roll chick and was famously married to Tommy Lee, the drummer of the rock band Motley Crue, whom she later divorced. Could the rock life be responsible for stealing her look? While the actress is definitely not in her 20s anymore, we have seen plenty of actors and singers age wonderfully and retain their youthful features. In Pamela's case, however, she wasn't so lucky as she's completely unrecognizable now. Coming at number 10, we have Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan has been looking pretty different in the new glamorous snaps that she's been sharing to her social media pages. While the 36-year-old has made a long-awaited return to showbiz with a new podcast and she's even signed a deal with Netflix, her new photos have us all wondering, is this really Lindsay Lohan we're seeing? Lindsay first rose to fame as a child star in the hit Disney remakes like The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday, and she eventually landed roles in Herbie Fully Loaded and Mean Girls. Between 2007 and 2012, Lindsay was known to keep gossip magazines alive as she made headlines for a series of under the influence decisions. After a troubled few years, it seems like the star spent some time away from America to live in countries like Greece, and she's starting to make a comeback in film, which is actually pretty exciting to see. With Irish Wish dropping sometime this year, I think we can all agree her recent Christmas movie, Falling for Christmas, was a success. However, in the first shots, she looked completely unrecognizable. While Lindsay hasn't appeared in film for a while, with Irish Wish coming soon, it's a major sign that this could be the start of her return, and I'm honestly living for it. Number 9, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez has been in the spotlight since her early childhood, and with it comes a natural evolution over the last couple of years. Don't get me wrong, the actor has always been stunning and multi-talented, and we watched her firmly step into who she is today. However, she isn't the same little girl we grew to know on the Disney hit series Wizard of Waverly Place. Gomez, who is known for her comforting charm and calming energy, has been stepping out of her comfort zone lately, and she looks nothing like the brunette self she used to be, as she's ditched the blonde hair and she's opted to go back to a more natural approach. Recently, Selena was spotted showing off her stunning figure when she was spending some time with some friends in Mexico. While the star was spotted wearing a white bandeau top and black bikini bottoms, fans are quick to point out that Selena has recently been rocking some stunning curves. While it was only natural we would see Selena grow into a total rocket, she's proved that with age, she's only becoming more stunning as time goes on. And even though she might not be as recognizable as she used to be, she's healthy and she's thriving, and that's all that matters. Hey my little peaches, are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in at number 8, we have Demi Lovato. So Demi Lovato looks completely unrecognizable compared to her days on the Disney Channel. While the star has been in recovery from an eating disorder after she shared this information last year, she accidentally lost a lot of weight when she got caught up following diet culture. With Demi's life being full of ups and downs over the last few years, the actress has managed to overcome traumatic experiences and has decided to start from scratch. However, her followers have been a little worried about her after she claimed she was abducted by aliens in 2021. Demi has set off alarms about her mental health, and she even has a huge black tarantula tattooed on her head. While the star has fluctuated with losing and gaining weight at high speeds, internet users have started to relate Demi's current situation as a possible emotional crisis. After leaving the mental health center, Demi has chosen to rock a shorter hairstyle, and she's even been photographed rocking gothic outfits, which are giving the media a lot to talk about, as social media users assure that she looks completely unrecognizable. Number 7, Britney Spears. Britney Spears fans for years have been left feeling distraught after learning what the star has had to face over the last decade, and when Ellen took to Instagram to show a stunning throwback clip of the pop star in December, fans were quick to point out that she looks completely unrecognizable today. Although the post was meant to be a sweet birthday tribute to Britney, fans couldn't help but reminisce on the icon's natural beauty before she faced her downward spiral. Seeing the Toxic Singer's 2003 appearance on Ellen's show also caused social media users to rethink Britney's current mental health status, as the singer they know is completely unrecognizable in comparison to the blonde babe that sat beside the famed talk show host when she was only 19 years old. The stunned admirers couldn't believe that the pureness Spears portrayed during her first appearance on the show, which aired 4 years before the 41-year-old infamously shaved her head. Even though the mother of 2 recently broke free from being under her father's hands for 13 years in an attempt to retake control of her life, fans have remained worried it isn't her behind the camera. And even if she is the same person physically, many social media users believe emotional damage might be too deep to repair. Seeing Britney's images now has made a lot of fans really sad, as her teeth now look different, she's lost her accent, and fans have even claimed that she just looks tired and sounds sad. Number 6, Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore has seriously been switching things up. While the star has always donned impressively styled outfits, she clearly has a distinct style she likes to stick to. Now lately it seems like Drew is definitely ramping things up, as she recently revealed a stunning transformation that even left her hair unrecognizable. It's clear that Drew definitely cleans up nice, and when she went under a full makeover on the Drew Barrymore show, her hairdresser, Chris Appleton, would post a picture of the final results, and it would show Drew rocking glowing makeup and hair extensions. So Drew looks so different thanks to Charlotte Tilbury and Chris, and fans were quick to race to the comment section to hype up how Drew looked. But they also pointed out for a few good seconds, it was really hard to tell it was her. Drew looks were pretty similar to a combination of Jennifer Lopez and the Kardashians. While Chris is a renowned celebrity hairstylist with clients that include Kim and J-Lo, and Charlotte Tilbury's celebrity list includes the Skims founder and Penelope Cruz, makes sense because Drew looked completely stunning. While Drew does look beautiful both ways, she always knows how to make heads turn when she enters a room with full makeup on. Number 5, Miley Cyrus. Over the last decade, Miley continues to confuse fans with her unrecognizable looks. When she appeared on Jimmy Fallon's show back in November, after a few photos were shared to Instagram, a few people were quick to point out that her teeth and the shape of her face looked different. While the star was stunning in her black leather outfit and blue shirt, she rocked a blonde wavy hairdo and left some of her dark brunette roots showing. While Miley was on the show to promote her NBC special Miley's New Year's Eve party, which she was co-hosting alongside her godmother Dolly Parton, fans would debate on whether the singer had undergone some cosmetic treatments or not. However, there were also a number of comments saying Miley looked like her mom, Tish Cyrus, and others have even compared her to Madonna. Also, did you see some of the videos circulating from Miley's New Year's Eve party? Because the star looked once again unrecognizable, sporting blonde hair with black underneath, and many of her outfits were just stunning. Honestly, Miley's become this blonde bombshell with tattoos, and her performance with Fletcher still has me believing it was all just a dream. I honestly like this new side of Miley, and I can't wait to see more. Number 4, Noah Cyrus. Honestly, I didn't even know Miley had a little sister until she started dating Little Xan years ago, but it seems like now I barely even recognize her, as every time she posts a new photo on Instagram, she looks completely unrecognizable. While the star has been back in the room making some new music, her latest posts show her sporting a more daring look that I don't think many would try. Most fans have been questioning where her eyebrows have gone. Noah Cyrus is one of the latest celebrities to try out the new bleached eyebrow trend. While she said the trend definitely caused her some pain, she still seems to be doing it. In addition to her newly invisible eyebrows, she's also been sporting a really dark, spooky makeup look. And it's clear by removing her eyebrows, Noah isn't scared to explore extremes when it comes to accentuating her face. And while the star may think it's a good idea, it leaves me to ask when we might see this trend stop, because I'm tired of seeing celebrities constantly testing out this new brow method, and it leaves them looking a little scary to look at. And while fans have pointed out Noah's extraterrestrial look, she does look good, I'll admit that. Number 3, Alexa Ray Joel. Alexa Ray Joel is a singer and a pianist famously known for her performances at numerous charity events and New York City fashion events. Being the daughter of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Billy Joel and model Christy Brinkley, it was only natural that Alexa would be willing to try some daring looks. However, Alexa has been leaving fans stunned with her new look as she sparks some plastic surgery rumors. While in the past Alexa has admitted to getting a nose job, she continues to deny that she has gone under the knife again. While Alexa has come to deny all the rumors by saying it's absolutely hysterical that people are comparing her photos to when she was 13 to now, as we know she would naturally look different as it's called growing up, there's still something about her new look that remains to make her look like she is unrecognizable than she usually does, and it's clear that the star is doing something because she continues to change her looks drastically every year, and there's no denying that, but either way there's nothing wrong with it as she looks stunning. Number 2, Angus T. Jones. So more than 7 years after the stars of 2.5 Men signed off on their hit sitcom show, there have been new sightings of Angus T. Jones, and honestly, he looks completely unrecognizable. While the actor did famously play the youngest member of the trio, we did know he wasn't going to stay young forever, and he was going to grow up at some point. However, Angus' looks have changed so much that you might not even notice who he was if I didn't point it out. While lately Angus has been sporting a full beard covering his lower half of his face, he dresses casually in t-shirts, shorts, and beanie hats, and every now and then you can see the actor walking down the street in his bare feet. Fans have since been seeing a lot less of Jones since he stepped away from the show. That made him a household name. However, since he was 21 by the time he made an appearance on the 2015 finale after exiting the series after being publicly criticized, none of us thought Angus would change his look so much. While he definitely seems to be a simple man, it's kind of concerning that he thinks it's safe to walk around on the streets with no shoes on. With it being nearly years since we last spotted him in public, he's definitely one of those celebrities we didn't expect to change so fast. Coming in number 1 today, we have Lil' Kim. So 47-year-old rapper Lil' Kim has been a figure in the music industry for over 20 years, and she has served us a series of iconic looks both on and off the stage. However, lately it's clear that the star has undergone some big changes since she broke out in the scene in the mid-90s. The Grammy-winning rapper looks almost completely unrecognizable, while the star has been rocking a dramatically different hairstyle, skin tone, and face shape from the original Kim fans all know and love. Her evolution is kinda scary to watch. Now, we all know Kim has never been the one to steer clear of a bold look, as she's experimented with wigs, color contacts, and lip liner. She's pretty much known and celebrated for being a regular beauty daredevil, but her recent transformations have been a little too unsettling to watch. While plastic surgery rumors have been swirling around, it's clear that her skin has gotten noticeably fairer, her nose is pointier, her cheekbones are higher, and her hair is increasingly a lighter shade of blonde. While fans are definitely concerned as Kim has been changing her skin tone when she already looks stunning, it's kinda sad that the star even stated that the reason she's changed her look so much is because guys were cheating on her with European-looking women.
Number 10, Zac Efron. The High School Musical star really shocked fans with how different he looked in 2021 when a video surfaced online of his face looking extremely altered. When Zac appeared on camera for a virtual Earth Day event, everyone was totally distracted by his new appearance. Not only did he no longer have his iconic baby face look, but some people suggested that he had an altered jawline and enhanced lips, and suspected that he'd had, at the very least, some Botox done. It's true that he looked a little bit puffy or possibly swollen, but of course, camera angles, makeup, and poor lighting also could have contributed to the drastically different appearance. When the video started making the rounds on social media, popular TikTok surgeon Dr. Yun suggested that Zack might have gotten oral surgery, which would explain his swollen jaw, which would happen if your wisdom teeth were taken out, or you had some kind of other intensive dental surgery. But fans were not happy about the doctor's comments and accused him of trying to capitalize on Zack's popularity to gain attention. Although he does look different now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. The actor went on both The Ellen Show and Jimmy Kimmel Live recently and just looked a whole lot more mature. In fact, he seemed to have really grown into his features in the best way possible. Number 9. Khloe Kardashian. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star is known for being the funniest and most laid back of all the sisters, but over the years, fans have seen such a drastic change in her appearance that it can only be put down to excessive plastic surgery. And while the reality star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to go under the knife. Quote, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her 3rd face transplant, but I've only had 1 nose job and everyone gets so upset. Like, why don't I talk about it? No one's ever asked me." She also revealed that she has done injections, but not really Botox, because when she tried it, her face responded horribly, but all the surgery was probably because of something deeper. In fact, later in the episode, Khloe explained how she experienced body image insecurity when doing photo shoots with her sisters, saying, "They would receive racks and racks of clothes, and I was told by so many different stylists I was given about 2 or 3 pieces of clothing, but not to worry because I would be in the background anyway," which is pretty unfortunate because being treated like that would upset just about anybody. Number 8. Rebel Wilson. The Australian actress has been in comedy since the early 2000s, but her career really took off a decade later in movies like What to Expect When You're Expecting, Struck by Lightning, and of course Pitch Perfect. She's always been a huge health and body positive advocate and has frequently opened up about her health journey. But the reason Rebel Wilson looks so drastically different in 2022 is that she has actually been working on her health and fitness since late 2019, and she has seen massive results. In a candid interview with the BBC, she talked about the differences in how she's being treated now. Quote, "Sometimes being bigger, people don't necessarily look twice at you. Now that I'm in good shape, people offer to carry my groceries to the car and hold doors open for you, and you think, is this what other people experience all the time?" So even though Rebel seems to be a lot happier now, she's also pointed out something that's really worth discussing. Her health journey has been a very public one, so it's great that the actress has decided not to hold back when talking about all the challenges that she's faced throughout, and she's certainly become an inspiration for others to make positive changes to their health. Number 7. Miley Cyrus. The 29-year-old singer and actress has lived so many lives already. She's been a Disney star, a country singer, then she moved to R&B for a while and back into pop. Miley has always been an eccentric performer. I mean, who can forget twerking against Robin Thicke at the MTV VMAs in 2013? But her whole style and aesthetic did a complete 180 somewhere around 2020 when she started embracing all things rock and roll. These days she looks completely unrecognizable with a platinum blonde mullet, metallic blue smoky eyeshadow, and a blue and white striped dress. She actually looks like an 80s rock star. The aesthetic change appears to be part of her newest musical era for her newest rock album, Plastic Hearts. It's still up for debate whether Miley is going for a more grunge or glam rock, but it's clear that she's chosen a whole nother genre for herself when it comes to not only style but music. After hearing her cover of Blondie's Heart of Glass, which was released as a single in late September, it became clear to so many that her voice is really suited to rock and roll. Alongside her cover of Zombie by the Cranberries and her own song Midnight Sky, it seems like she's really grown into her voice and found the perfect look for the genre. Number 6. Adele. Ever since her music blew up in the early 2010s, the powerhouse singer has released hit after hit. Her albums 21, 25, and 30 became instant successes, with all 3 topping number 1 on nearly every worldwide music chart. But fans were really shocked in 2020 when Adele made a post on social media that showed her completely transformed look. In fact, she joked about the change in her opening monologue for SNL, saying, "I know I look really different since you last saw me, but actually because of all the COVID restrictions, I had to travel light and I could only bring half of me, and this is the half I chose." The 34-year-old looks extremely happy these days, and she's recently opened up about the healthy lifestyle changes she made that helped her lose 100 pounds in 2 years. But she knows that plenty of negative comments have surfaced about her new look, look, and she told British Vogue, "My body has been objectified my entire career. It's not just now. I understand why it's a shock, I understand why some women especially were hurt. Visually, I represent a lot of women, but I'm still the same person." So it's clear that Adele is very much herself, just with a newfound confidence. Number 5. Kesha. The singer shocked fans when she debuted her glamorous and sophisticated new look at the Studio 666 premiere in Hollywood. The 34-year-old was truly unrecognizable with a dark, short bob and a plain black dress in a major style transformation from her party girl days. Kesha wore a plunging, lace-up, short, tight black leather dress that accentuated both her chest and her legs. Her brunette hair was slicked back with natural-looking makeup. The Grammy Award winner has been known to drastically alter her appearance through the years, but her new, almost bare-faced look was a complete flip from her usual bright, eccentric style with heavy makeup and her signature long, wavy blonde hair. So making the change from blonde to brunette and chopping her hair into a chin bob length made all the difference in the world. But aside from desperately waiting for Kesha to release new music, fans are also longing for the conclusion of her lengthy legal battle with her former producer Dr. Luke, which has been ongoing since 2014. The defamation lawsuit against her seems like it's gonna go on forever at this stage, and it has really kept her career in a kind of limbo. But it's clear that she's already planning some kind of a comeback with her new style. Number 4. Linda Evangelista. The Canadian fashion model was undoubtedly one of the top supermodels from the 1990s and is regarded as one of the most accomplished and influential models of all time. In fact, she's been featured on over 700 magazine covers, but Linda hasn't really been seen in public very much in the last 5 years or so, and fans recently found out why. In September last year, she took to Instagram and revealed that she had undergone cool sculpting treatment to her face, which she says left her unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused fat cells in her face to multiply. Quote, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured." She went on to say that the procedure actually did the opposite of what it was promised. In fact, what happened to her was a rare but serious side effect of cool sculpting, and the model said the treatment not only destroyed her livelihood, but sent her into a cycle of deep depression, profound sadness, and the lowest depths of self-loathing, which is extremely sad when you consider just how much it would have affected her self-esteem. Number 3. Iggy Azalea. The Australian rapper made her US debut in 2014 with the release of her first album, The New Classic, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard rap chart. From her collaborations with some of our favorite pop princesses to her gorgeous curves, Iggy Azalea has consistently commanded headlines all over the globe. But recently, a lot of it has been plastic surgery rumors, considering how much her appearance has changed over the years. Confirming the suspicions, the Aussie hitmaker admitted that she has had rhinoplasty. She said, "I'm not denying it. Denying it is lame. I don't think you should be ashamed if you've made a change to yourself, which is why I've spoken about the changes I've made, like with my breasts." Iggy was always pretty straightforward about her decision to have surgery, saying, "Your perception of yourself can change a lot over time, so I think it's important to wait and make sure it's the right choice. Plastic surgery is an emotional journey. It's no easy feat to live with your flaws and accept yourself, and it's no easy feat to change yourself. Either way you look at it, it's a tough journey." Which is a great message to get out there, considering that there's still a lot of stigma behind just admitting to having done plastic surgery in the first place. Number 2. Sharon Osbourne. The former The Talk panelist is no stranger to plastic surgery, and it really seemed to work with her over the years, considering her appearance was never altered too drastically. But all that changed in late 2021 when she got a facelift that, in her own words, ended up making her look like a cyclops. Quote, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies that they wrap with bandages." She told the Sunday Times that the whole thing hurt like hell, but what was even worse is that all the pain never really paid off for her. Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous, and she even told the surgeon, quote, "You've got to be effing joking. One eye was different to the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. All I need is a hunchback." It sounds funny, but it would have been a nightmare for her. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was totally against the results. Fortunately, she was able to undergo reconstructive work, and she's now a lot more satisfied with her appearance. And coming in at number 1, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Of all the famous twins in Hollywood, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are probably the most mysterious. The former child stars announced an abrupt and permanent retirement from acting more than 15 years ago, and ever since then they've kept a low profile. But the twins are still hard at work on their fashion line and other business endeavors. But when photos surfaced over the years of Mary-Kate looking drastically different from Ashley, fans began speculating that one or both sisters sisters may have had plastic surgery. People were pretty rude when it came to targeting the appearance of both of them, with some outlets reporting that Ashley underwent a botched facelift and that Mary-Kate looked a lot older. In fact, one plastic surgeon who spoke to Life and Style magazine insisted that the changes could have come from other factors, such as nicotine products or lifestyle changes. The sisters looked surprisingly similar when they were younger, which caused most people to assume that they were identical, but they're actually fraternal twins, which might help explain their physical differences now. The girls did have a brief chance to get back on the screens recently in the revival of their original show Fuller House, but they just weren't interested in participating, which seemed to disappoint a lot of fans. But it only served to make them more mysterious as they continue to live ever so private lives. Number 10. Courtney Cox. If you take a look at photos of the Friends star from back in the 90s compared to now, it's easy to see that she has undergone a whole range of different procedures. But unlike most celebrities, Courtney Cox has been completely open about all the procedures that she's had done. The 58-year-old star confessed that she thought she'd gone too far at one point and said, "You have no idea because it's gradual until you go, oh, this doesn't look right, and it's worse in pictures than in real life," telling New Beauty magazine in 2017 that she gradually became addicted to surgery and was taking advice from all the wrong people. Quote, "Well, what would end up happening is that you go to a doctor who would say, you look great, but what would really help is a little injection here or filler there." She said she didn't realize how she looked until her friend looked at her face and said, "Whoa, no more." So it clearly took her a while. If you're loving this video so far, please hit that like button, it would really help us out. Number 9. Lil Kim. The rapper is undoubtedly one of the brightest and most influential women in hip-hop, yet her legacy remains controversial for one reason or another. But the Lil Kim now looks nothing like the one we came to know and love in the 90s. The rapper underwent drastic cosmetic surgery procedures that ended up making her look like an entirely different person. As the years went by, Lil Kim began appearing on red carpets and in interviews with lighter skin, higher cheeks, a smaller nose, and additional drastic alterations. Her transformation was so drastic that it truly horrified her loyal fans, and unfortunately her career has suffered greatly because of it too. But there's a tragic reason behind her decision to keep going under the knife. The rapper developed a complex about her appearance thanks to a string of cruel boyfriends. She said, "All my life, men have told me I wasn't pretty enough. Even the men I was dating, I'd be like, well, what are you doing with me then?" She told Newsweek that when men were unfaithful to her with women who looked nothing like her, it made her want to change the way that she looked. Number 8. Christina Aguilera. The singer has come a long way since her Disney days with Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears. After establishing herself as the voice of a generation, she also tried her hand at acting and gave us movies like Burlesque, starring alongside Cher. But recently her comeback had fans talking about her changing face. In 2017, many noticed that Christina had plumper lips during her tribute performance to Whitney Houston at that year's AMAs. According to experts, she has had some work done to her face. There's been speculations about Botox, lip and cheek fillers, and jaw contouring. Despite the did she or didn't she do it debate, Christina has denied going under the knife. Instead, she revealed in a secret interview that she just loves to experiment with her makeup looks. She told Paper magazine, "I mean, I'm a girl that likes a beat face, let's not get it twisted." So her fuller appearance could really be down to anything, or just the fact that it's perfectly natural for someone's appearance to change over the years. Number 7. JoJo Siwa. You don't have to be a loyal fan of JoJo to know that she has a signature look. Ever since the teen superstar first rose to fame, she's been known for rocking oversized bows and her signature high ponytail. In fact, her sense of style is so popular that she even sells her own line of bows that often sells out in stores. But fans were pretty shocked when the 19-year-old revealed that she had cut her hair very short and even given herself a mullet. Speaking in an interview for Instagram and Facebook's Creator Week, JoJo said, "I just had my 18th birthday, and it was right around my birthday that I realized I kinda wanna do my hair different today. It just felt like the right time to do something different and a little bit more mature or a little upgrade." The new 80s look is also a pretty good indicator that the singer wants to shed her Disney-fied image into something edgier and more age-appropriate, since she'll be entering her 20s soon enough. Number 6. Noah Cyrus. Her big sister Miley is certainly the most famous member of the A-list family, but Noah has really started to make a name for herself in the music industry in recent years. While there's no denying that Noah has changed quite a bit since she arrived on the scene, many fans have speculated that her changing look is a result of more than just puberty, and instead they think that she may have gone under the knife. The plastic surgery rumors began to circulate after photos of her with plumped lips and high-raised eyebrows surfaced on Instagram in 2020. If you look at old photos of the singer and compare it to her appearance this year, you can actually tell that she has a significantly increased facial volumes in her cheeks, lips, and chin. Not only that, but her eyebrows appear to be higher. The 22-year-old hasn't said anything anything about it yet, but many people still believe her dramatic facial changes aren't entirely natural. Number 5. Kelly Osbourne. The singer has undergone a major transformation in recent years. She's ditched the shaved hair and goth makeup, and she's lost almost 40 kilograms. Kelly has been very open about her changing look, and said that she underwent gastric sleeve weight loss surgery in 2018. She went on the Hollywood Raw podcast in 2020 and described it as being the best thing that she has ever done. The surgery is quite a drastic one, as it removes 75 to 80% of the stomach. While she has been very vocal about her decision, she said that it's far from a quick fix and actually requires a complete change in lifestyle. But after losing the weight, Kelly said that she realized she was resentful of Hollywood. Quote, "Now in retrospect, I know exactly who I'll work with and who I won't, because I know who called me fat. I know who didn't want to work with me because of that. I take that and I put it into my memory bank. I remember what you said about me, and that's the best revenge." Number 4. Meg Ryan. After stealing audiences' hearts with her legendary rom-com roles, Meg Ryan's face would change beyond recognition in the early 2000s, when she underwent several cosmetic procedures to change her look entirely. When Meg attended the Tony Awards in 2016, she looked completely different. So the audience couldn't help but speculate that she has had plastic surgery and that she might have overdone it a little bit. Many cosmetic surgeons were quick to give their opinion on which procedures she might have had done, and they said that the most evident thing that she's done to her cheek was some form of filler or fat transfer, and the general consensus is that the procedure wasn't done properly, as the volume of filler could have been positioned more laterally to give her a softer appearance. There's also been speculation that she's had rhinoplasty done, as the tip of her nose is narrower than before and looks a little bit more pinched, but realistically, no one can really pinpoint the exact reason why she looks so unrecognizable these days, so up until now, it's all just speculation. Number 3. Renee Zellweger. The actress stepped out on the red carpet in 2014 with a changed appearance, and it set the rumor mill abuzz. Photos from the event went viral around the world in a matter of hours, causing a huge social media frenzy. Both fans and critics felt Renee looked completely different than the Bridget Jones we all remember from the late 90s and early 2000s. She faced immense backlash for having Botox injections and a possible facelift, as many people noticed that she no longer had her signature almond-shaped eyes. Renee told People magazine, "I'm glad folks think I look different. I'm living a very different, happy, and more fulfilling life, and I'm thrilled that perhaps it shows." But the change in her appearance could also be completely natural, as she was away from the spotlight from 2010 to 2016 and only returned for her new movie Bridget Jones's Baby. It's also very common for actresses who are typically typecast into certain roles to adjust their look as they age, because they want to be considered for a plethora of different parts. Number 2. Jennifer Grey. After being catapulted to mega fame in 1987 for playing Baby in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer's career stalled, and although she was personally happy with her nose and its distinct bump, she underwent plastic surgery at the age of 29 to boost her career and gain more acting roles. She told the Mirror in 2012 that it was the nose job from hell. Quote, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous. After the first surgery, she was thrilled with the way that she looked. Then, less than a year later, she noticed that a tiny bit of cartilage was visible under the surface of her nose. Jennifer then underwent a second surgery to correct the issue, but when she woke up, she discovered that she no longer looked like herself at all. It completely changed her. She was still beautiful, of course, but after that she became totally unrecognizable from her Dirty Dancing days and lost one of her most unique features." And coming in at number 1, Katie Price. Since becoming a household name as a glamour model in the 90s, Katie Price's brand has become synonymous with plastic surgery, but she has always been very honest about the work that she's had done, like the fact that she's had 12 breast augmentations over the last 25 years and got the first one when she was only 18 years old. She's also had veneers done, and in June last year, Katie endured one of her most ambitious rounds of surgery yet, as she underwent another facelift on the same day that she also treated herself to liposuction and fat injections on her bum. The TV personality is also a big fan of Botox and has gone under the knife for an eye and brow lift that left her face with a sharp, tight look. Plastic surgery has become her brand at this point, and Katie herself has said many times that she has no plan to stop going under the knife. But just by looking at old pictures, it's easy to see that she looked like a completely different person before she had all the work done.